Hey y'all, Walls here. Welcome to 2021 NanoWriMo Prep. I'm about to post an assignment on the 2021 NanoWriMo Google Classroom. I haven't done it yet because I wanted to make this video first, but here's what we're going to do. So I've got this assignment that's going to go up here, and attached to it will be a link to this Google document. And what this Google document is what NanoWriMo calls its Young Novelist Workbook. And it is awesome. It's also a very large document. You can see here I'm scrolling about 116 pages there. Now, don't be intimidated. If you want to participate in NanoWriMo, you don't have to read this entire document. You don't have to do everything on here. As we go forward in the next couple of weeks, getting ready for the start of our noveling experience, we'll talk about how there's different ways to plan a novel. I know there are probably those of you who like to meticulously plan out every detail before you begin a project or whatever it is. And then there's those of you who are more like me, who kind of like to have like an idea of what I want to do, like kind of a big picture view of it. And then you just got to do it, because I will overthink things. I will probably get stuck in scenes where I'm like, oh, what if this happens or what if that happens, and never get through this thing. So for me personally, I'm going to use this resource to kind of help make sure I've got my iceberg knowledge down. We'll talk a little bit about that. There's the iceberg theory, where in real life, like when you look at an iceberg, you see about 10%, or a certain percentage of what the iceberg looks like, and that you think, wow, that thing's huge. But what you don't see is like the rest of it under the surface. And so resources like this will help you kind of build that under the surface knowledge about the characters, about the plot, about the setting, about the general vibes of your novel, so that you will be comfortable with what you know about the project you want to write, so that when it comes time to write it, you don't have to sit there and kind of make that stuff up, or you could just wing it and just like go. Either way, here's how you're going to navigate this document. That's the important thing. So I don't know how much work you've done with the Google document, but what you're looking at here is just the main stuff, and all of these are hyperlinks. So if I click on details, 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 it's going to take me to that part of the document. Now you'll also notice the table of contents over here. I can get rid of that, but then I can also click on this and it'll come back. Each of these again act like a hyperlink. So when I click on the different headers, I go to different parts of the page. So you can see the table of contents, welcome letter, and planning your novel. They're all on one level. So that's all like the main headings. And then under planning your novel, I have more headings, and it's kind of like an outline, right? Like you can see, okay, well, love it or leave it. Well, these pages are within that. And then sparking an idea goes out one. It's another thing unto itself, creating interesting characters. Then I've got some underneath that get a little more in depth. So that's how you're going to navigate this document. Look over this list of headers. Look over the table of contents up here, and you can kind of pick your poison here. If you feel like you've got a pretty good idea of the plot, go to the character stuff. If you feel like you kind of know what you want to happen, go to the character stuff. Build that up. And then again, I really do like this kind of stuff. I'm a huge fan of outlining, so you can go to outlining your plot. And NanoWriMo does a really good job of making this stuff accessible, kind of breaking it down into very simple to understand terms. I know when I was teaching English, I taught this is exactly how we did plot. Only I called it the witch hat diagram, or the mountain. So this is a resource that we can use to kind of gather our thoughts, get our ideas down. And I'm going to post more of this kind of stuff. A lot of the stuff I'm going to be posting in the next 2 weeks is all about planning. I mean, what is it, the 19th? So we've got about 11 days before we got to get going. How many days are in October? 31, I think. Anyways, I'm going to be calling some meetings for us to come up to work together on some of this stuff. Again, tell your friends if you are sitting there thinking to yourself, you know what, I really want to kind of get creative and start thinking about building something bigger than just your typical English paper or short story or something like that. This is your chance. So again, the way this works, go through here, explore it. If anything pops, just oh yeah. First, I don't think I mentioned this. I probably should have mentioned this on the outset. It'll be in the instructions. You won't be able to edit the one that I've got attached to the classroom, and you may have already figured this out. You've got to click File, and then make a copy. Okay, and then what that's going to do is it's going to make a copy of my copy for you to edit. And if you work with pen and paper rather than you do digital content, let me know. I have the resources. I will print a copy of this out for you, or I'll print out whatever section it is you're working on, so you can work on it on paper. Again, so yeah, this is just a resource for you guys to use to kind of start thinking about the iceberg knowledge of your project. You know what you're gonna write, what you're gonna show. That's the 10-20%. The rest of it is what you know, that detailed knowledge of that depth of knowledge of the characters, the world you're building. This will help you get there. All right, guys. Until next time, be safe, be kind, be nice to your neighbors, and I look forward to writing a novel with you.